asteroid Deimos 875. For billions of years, this hunk of rock just sat here in the most godforsaken quadrant of the universe. It just sat here cooking up its special blend of Promethium. An energy source so powerful it can fuel an entire planet. Or blow it to hell. Our science pukes back home sent out thousands of probes to search for this crap. And once we found the mother lode, shit, everything changed. We arrived first and laid claim to the rock. Now it was our rock, our Promethium, and business was good. Then the Vorus arrived. Sure, they looked different than us, but they wanted the same goddamn thing, and lots of it. At first it looked like we'd all get along just fine, but then something happened, and things got ugly. Real ugly. Those bastards attacked and we got the shit kicked out of us. Sure, we fought back, but it didn't go so well. Now the Vorus have gone underground, cut off all communication, so that UE is sending us in to bury this place. Because if we can't have it, nobody can. Let the fun begin.
Insertion complete. Jack, how do you read?
Fine.
I forget you're real chatty. Ray and I are going to run Overwatch from low orbit, guide you through. Markers will appear on your visor. Let's see about getting you in. Main entrance sealed off. Stand by for plan B.
The hell? Iris, where's my entrance?
I missed.
Wonderful. Computer that miscalculates.
Learn to shoot straight into the bowl, then criticize my targeting.
Ladies, can we review the game plan here?
We use the element of surprise to sabotage as much of the refinery as we can, and get the hell out before the Vorus even know what hit them. No heroics.
Get in, poke around, pull out, and no heroics. Sounds like your idea of a perfect date.
Very funny, Jack.
You mothers, by the power vested in me by UE command. Make an official log. The call to lay down arms has gone unanswered.
This is Dr. Karen Matheson to anyone who may be listening. All of this is just one big terrible mistake, and not figuratively, I mean. Now, if you're hearing this, there still may be hope. You must find all the logs I left around the station and send them back to UE Command as proof. I need to understand, and I need my family to know.
Dr. Karen Matheson. Yeah, I remember her from the staff roster. Her logs may be the key to making heads or tails out of this shit.
Agreed. Need to find more. Whole lot of them down here. UE were monitoring space around the rock and only a couple of freighters arrived since Vorus took control.
Which begs the question, where's all the muscle coming from?
Iris, dead end.
Stand by. I'm hacking the central grid.
No intrusion nerve gas this time, if you please.
That was years ago and an honest mistake. Cloak signatures detected beyond this door. Look for field distortions due to movement.
In English?
Shoot anything that moves, including the air.
Won't take a Promethium explosion. Blast yourself in a...
Damn thing's as volatile as my axe.
Refined orange Promethium can output absurd quantities of raw energy, while the blue variant is raw and largely harmless. Responds only to high-pressure buildup.
So does my axe.
Okay. I cannot believe I'm doing this. My name is Karen Matheson. I'm the chief scientist assigned to oversee the Prometheus 1 project by the United Earth Council. I'm 35. No, that's irrelevant. I am an MIT grad. I majored in nanoscience. Got involved with the UE space program straight out of college. Well, they have been paying for my education since my freshman year. And this is what I wanted, so... Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. But to be honest, if you're looking for something with more scientific merit, dear listener, I'd say you're a little bit fucked. Not only Major Tom's lonely up in space.
From what I can see, the Vorus are pretty busy moving the Promethium around. I wonder why they don't just organize transport back home.
That's what we're gonna find out.
Place looks like a dorm party rolled through.
Doesn't make sense to just wreck the place up. Some equipment was bound to be adaptable to their tech. We need to dig deeper. Head for the pumping station.
I've spent the last 3 months in a temp barracks facility on the asteroid. But today, the main research station coupled with the mine was finally open for business. This is a relief because the atmosphere here, while habitable, doesn't exactly do wonders for my well-being. Oh, and by the way, I love my new laboratory. Sorry I had to say it. 20 years of sharing clothes with your male siblings does that to you. Anyway, back on topic. I received the first samples of NX-01 2 days ago, and naturally, I haven't slept since. This element is the single most fascinating turnover in my career. Preliminary tests show that it could self-replicate given a favorable environment. And if so, humanity might have finally hit the jackpot. For what seemed like the blink of an eye, we were alone in the universe. Then, the Vorus came and everything changed. That's not mine, it's something I read on a discarded piece of paper in the cafeteria. I don't think I'm competent to write frontier journalism, much less about first contact, but for better or worse. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Karen Matheson, reporting from deep space, and we have company. You've probably already been bombarded by news media about how it went down. The landing, hours and hours of waiting each other out, and finally, contact. But what you might not know is that I was among the first group delegated to meet the Vorus. Barely acknowledged by my own kids, and they're the same species, so it wouldn't be my first choice, but it's not like we account for the diplomatic corps every time we launch a ship.
God damn it. What's with all the heavy gear? I thought this was supposed to be a mining hub.
It isn't a coal mine, Jack. We're talking about the single most important resource in human history. 21st Infantry was stationed here as a security detachment.
Yeah, and they still got their asses handed to them.
briefing stated a Vorus science team was stationed here alongside infantry. The grunts are still here, so where are the eggheads?
Maybe the big boys got hungry and ate them.
Be on the lookout for more logs from Dr. Matheson, and we might get some answers.
Fucking rat maze. Where to now?
In 50 meters, turn right.
Ray, I told you not to mess with her programming.
I'm just kidding. It's buzzing like a beehive up ahead. I'm picking up multiple heat signatures. Hit the control override on that panel and brace yourself.
Son of a...
Whoa, that's one big mother. The gun, too.
We're gonna compare sizes now? Bring it on, bitch.
Blind fire, duck.
What the hell is he saying? Iris, can you translate?
Yes, but I don't think you want to know.
Try me.
Say hello to my little friend.
You're right. I don't want to know.
Reinforcements, watch it.
Think you should have stuck to a pop gun, Junior. Iris, I see the pumping station. Stand by for some fireworks.
Acknowledged.
This puppy has seen its last drop of Promethium.
You blew up the pumping station corridors, you need to keep moving and dig yourself a new entry to the main pumping facility.
By blowing it open naturally?
Sounds like a plan.
Once the rig's drill is done for, we can pull you out.
Something fantastic happened today. I don't want to sound like a teenager finally getting an invite to the prom, but the Vorus delegation offered their help with NX-01 development. Apparently they had quite a head start and have a much wider grasp of its capabilities. I think seeing that we were here first, they want to collaborate, splitting the output 50-50. That's a pretty good deal in my book. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to get the Nobel Prize for advances in nanoscience, but let's be realistic. Earth needs this sooner rather than later. Right, the Vorus gave us one condition. The tech must be used solely for industrial development and not warfare. They couldn't, or wouldn't, explain why this was so important to them. We're waiting for an answer from UE Council. Let's hope this doesn't flop. Good news! We received a green light from home. We were ordered to establish a working relationship with the Vorus and assess what their tech can actually do. Then brief the UE Council in 1 week's time. An official representative will be sent from Earth to formally sign an agreement with them. Provided they deliver, of course. And speaking of representation, the aliens send one of their own. Her name is Karka, and it is a she. Nearly half the size of a male Vorus warrior, but makes it up with the huge headdress and robes a 15th century Chinese emperor wouldn't say no to. Oh, and get this. She's the High Engineer, supposed to help integrate their tech into ours. Go figure.
You're close to the drilling
Yeah.
chamber. It's all the way up from now on. You can expect heavy resistance.
They can expect my boot up their ass.
I watched some news feed my friend sent over from home. Of course, the stream had to be well hidden and heavily encrypted, as UE sensors will sugarcoat everything that happens on Earth. And it's not a pretty sight. The Arab League is threatening to torch the last drop of oil on the whole planet. And again, our good socialist UE state responded with the whole explore every option for the good of mankind rhetoric. Assholes. We are up to our knees in shit. Global markets collapsing one by one, poverty spreading rampant. And the only thing that they can think about is how to wind each other up like kids in preschool. We need Promethium. And fast. UE brass arrived today, which means a whole bunch of army ships and a Colonel Payton put in charge of the negotiations. It's been 3 months since we started to integrate Vorus tech into our own. We now have a fully functional mine and refinery, which processes NX-01 into its fullest, most atomically dense state. We're gonna take the Vorus up on their offer then, I guess. Payton wants the senior facility staff to attend a meeting at 1600 hours to discuss orders from Earth. I wonder what they'll cook up this time.
That console operates the drill's cooling systems. Access the admin mainframe and disable their routines.
Tell you what. I'm gonna hit these keys at random.
And now you trigger the defense mechanism.
I missed the time. You just typed in run, and it did.
Heads up, turrets.
That's two.
And that's more fucking turrets. Can you just hack the damn thing?
No. Since our computer coup triggered a system-wide purge and security lockdown, there's nothing to hack. Objective reached. Lay the charges and get ready. Explosion will trigger the blast doors. That's a level 0 protocol. I won't be able to override it.
Set. It's run like hell time. And he's off. First 100 meters into the race, and our athletes are already feeling the pain. Must be all the whiskey and smokes.
Fuck you, Ray.
You might want to look out for all that flying shit. Home stretch, baby! Don't let me down! And we have a winner.
Thanks.
Not you. Pay up, Iris.
You bet. Against me?
There was a 79.25% statistical probability you wouldn't make it. Hey, good job at beating the odds.
Unbelievable.
Kotka invited me for a guided tour of the Vorus mothership today. I say guided as we were only allowed in low security clearance areas. But I still got something between a scorn and a grunt out of every man we passed. She told me not to worry about it, that it's their thing. Men keep high hormone levels to be ready for battle. Women want to have it that way. Okay. And the ship? Let's just say it's not my idea of an alien super frigate. Most things barely run, fall apart, or are just about to. Kotka explained because the fleet ships still had weapons outfitted from a forgotten part of Vorus history. They were deemed unclean and couldn't be tended to except for life support systems. When asked why, she gave me the silent treatment again, but then said we'll talk back on Prometheus 1.
Found it. I'm repositioning the ship near a dugout cavern. It was previously used for vessel maintenance, but logs show it is now empty. One click ahead. We'll meet you there.
Whoa.
Shafts.
Yeah. That sound.
High Promethium index signatures. They'll explode on impact. The sweepers were used as fuel waste disposal bots. Easy to tug out the safeties.
And make them walking frag grenades.
Guerrilla tactics,
You're in
huh?
the cave.
Two
Not
can
long
play at
now.
that game. Is this cave a Promethium mine?
No. Only the drill assembly can access access the deeper energy-rich deposits. Why?
It doesn't make sense to leave drones in this kind of shithole. It's not like the whole platoon would assault through the ventilation system. Yeah, this stinks a mile off. There's some large structures up ahead. I'm gonna get a visual. Are you getting this?
Running the imaging through the database now.
I can already tell you, it's a Vector-class frigate.
He's right. Looks like it was stripped down previously and they're re-outfitting it now.
What the fuck for? Worst idea for a shipyard ever.
That's what I'm gonna find out.
Since Kotka opened up to me, I can't help feeling resentment towards Peyton and the likes of him in UE Command, and to myself for hiding the truth from her. We've already managed to modify a few of our infantry weapons, like the EL-05 minigun, to focus and shoot impact particles of NX-01 the size of a fist. The process the Vorus have given us can easily be adapted to refine raw promethium in the gun's barrel. That's only the proof of concept phase. Wait till we get a hold of the bigger arsenal. Somewhere deep inside, I already know we'll end up just like them. Is this karma, or am I just that sleepy?
I dug something up. According to Army intel, Vector-class frigates are most often used to resupply Vorus destroyers.
Destroyers here? Bullshit.
We've encountered them only once since first contact, and I can see no reports of sightings anywhere in the system.
That dares it. No extraction for now. We need some solid intel on what the Vorus are really doing down here.
Oh, God, this is just great. I've fallen asleep in the weapons research laboratory and Kotka found me. When I woke up, she just stood there looking at me. Disappointed, angry. Before I understood what had happened, she stormed the place and started tearing everything apart. It took me a while to calm her down and to not alert security, but still rattled, she yelled at me, saying if her people found out, I would be executed on the spot. And she took off. I feel like a traitor. She's not even the same species. I'm all alone again. Kotka now spends most of her time locked away in her quarters. She didn't tell anything to her people while she was sleeping. I can still feel my head sitting firmly on my shoulder. The way she looked at me. I remember Faye having the exact same look when I told her that she had to stay with her father for the duration of the mission. Chris and I are divorced. The same reason, as you no doubt have deduced. Would I have done it differently if I could have a rerun? No. I'm doing this for them. Both of them. At least the official bit. I don't blame Chris, and I hope he finds someone more suitable to family life than someone who just got knocked up and lived through it. Yep. For better, for worse. In sickness and in health. My work is my partner. But God, she's a real bitch right now. Cheers.
Peace at
No
last.
rest for the wickedly awesome.
Shit!
Whoa, Nelly. Fucker's fast.
You don't say. Let's see it go through this. Not gonna let me go, huh? Have it your way. No space left in your rusty guts for a logic unit, was there? On the move. Shit. Can't this go any faster?
It was designed for Promethium transport, so don't expect an express.
But you can expect it company.
bitches are gunning for Earth.
I'm notifying SETCOM.
No. Fighters will knock you from the sky, Ricky Tick. Besides, it'll take a month to get the UE fleet here. We need to take them down, here and now, while they're vulnerable. Those ships never came up on our radar. That means they've made an FTL jump straight into the rock. Precision it took to pull that off must have bled the ships dry of Promethium. That's why they've been so mum lately. They're refueling.
Seriously, Jack. What can we do other than die trying?
Raw Promethium reacts to high pressure, right? How about a Vorus mothership crashing at 10 Gs?
Bye-bye, Vorus fleet. They see the fireworks back on Earth.
Let's get to it. Iris, calculate a route to the station's docking tower. Shit.
Yeah, it's big.
It's not just the size. It's what the size can do. Back home.
Stone cold softy, aren't you?
Just want to have a house to come back to. With my family in it, preferably.
Yeah, I hear ya. Now one thing's for sure. We'll give it a shot, and it's either own or be owned.
Chest beating, and such a glass chin.
We'll have to find an alternate route to the docking tower. Stand by. Schematics are all in Vorus since they were the ones handling manufacturing.
This guy once used to hide himself under a cardboard box and walk around the base. Told you, stairs, man. True story.
Keep looking. Docking station. Go for now.
I started these logs as a way to pass the time, but now it looks like they're gonna be evidence in a courtroom. I overheard Peyton talking to his second in command. Son of a bitch is preparing to launch several strike teams to board the Vorus recon frigates in less than 10 hours. Progress has been slow since Kartika sabotaged half the lab. I blamed a critical chain reaction during an experiment. And now Peyton thinks he's losing points big time back home thanks to the setback. So he's just going to take the weapons instead. He's mad. I have to stop this. But his men have encrypted the uplink with UE Council beyond my clearance level. And Kartika has gone off somewhere yesterday and hasn't got back since. Clock's ticking. There's only one solution that I can think of. And it won't be pretty.
I see the elevator. Where will it take me?
Closer to the surface.
You're shitting me. This ain't no moon landing, Iris.
Don't worry your pretty little jarhead. I found a spacesuit you'll like.
Getting beefy on the numbers then.
Sure want to hit us hard.
Any closer to finding out what ticked them off?
I'm starting to make heads and tails out of it. And it ain't looking pretty. My report to SETCOM won't be either. It's starting to make sense. Gotta keep looking for those logs. Seeing a large open area. Docking bay of sorts. Welcome change of scenery.
Hold on. Obstruction detected.
Terrific. What kind?
The stomping, shooting kind.
What else? You want to play rough? Let's play rough. shouldn't be effective at ground level.
If by effective you mean accurate, not so much. Apparently a software glitch makes them go berserk and fire off salvos right and left. That's why the Vorus never bothered to do anything about it. That big trash can's effective in its own right. The one bites the dust.
Faulty wiring will do that. I'm still no closer to that damn tower. You said you had a backup scenario? I'm all ears.
There's your scenario.
Good girl. Let's see what we have here. Control stick, power grid, pretty straightforward. Gonna need help deciphering these buttons.
Left stands for low 'em down, and right, hit 'em hard.
Gotta love the Vorus' sense of simplicity. Looks like this thing is something more your size.
No rusty scraphead is stopping me from reaching that tower.
Fuck me, you call that small? It's a good thing you're not a real woman.
Are you a real man?
Could you two stop and tell me how to deal with this thing?
He may look the part, but logs suggest it's an unfinished prototype built on the same basic principle as the others. Use your suit's firepower, first weapons, then armor, and then you can fry the core.
Be cool.
Here we are. Gravity stabilizer controls are on floor 022. I'll guide you.
Judging from what they had guarding the base of the tower, resistance is only gonna get tighter.
Resistance is futile. I always wanted to say that.
Thought there weren't supposed to be any gears in this.
You humans sure like them. Anyway, these make up the basis of the central gravity system, so we're right on track. The way is up, through elevator A1. Okay, I'll see you through the control logic. Gravity stabilizers are complex.
Again, just gonna fuck around with these randomly.
Jack, you... Huh? Central arm has started rotating counterclockwise to the other two. That will cause a vortex, yes!
Real genius, that one. I think I let you cheat on the entry exam.
Yeah, and we both failed. They only let us in on account of our physical.
Man's gotta play to his strengths. Nice view, huh? Kinda makes you think about how war can never destroy the real beauty of the world.
Not really.
Last time I tried to reach out to you, that's for sure.
Or not.
I've detected a manual override of the elevator's controls. You should be able to exit via the maintenance catwalk, though.
Can you restart them?
Manual override, as in with a blunt instrument directly to the console?
Knock, knock.
It's working. The gravity vortex is starting to suck the mothership in. They've engaged the thruster engines. You gotta knock out their main power core before the stabilizers overheat, or the whole plan goes to hell.
Working on it. Do you have an entry point yet?
Yeah, but you're not gonna like it.
I bet.
We'll get back to that. Get to the cargo bay.
I'll rip your spine out.
You've got some imagination, Buster Brown. The hell are you supposed to be, Fatso?
Our last line of defense before we send the mothership to Kingdom Come. Looks more like the local pisshead if you ask me.
I'll kick your small, fleshy ass.
Take 5.
Good one. Now take the tram directly to docking.
Served together for a long time. You know going down that rabbit hole could be a one-way ticket.
Don't get soft on me now. We'll be smoking cigars in no time.
Hoorah. Can't wait, brother.
Jack, comms check.
Read you loud and clear. Give me a route straight to their collective ass so I can kick it out of this galaxy.
Spoken like a true patriot.
You've got it the other way around. You need to go through the shaft. Stop it, Ray. Ventilation shaft. Clear it and reach main security. Then we go for the heart.
Sounds equally breathtaking.
We've been successful in avoiding Vorus patrols as we were able to squeeze in between the capsuled bodies of the dead Vorus warriors. I'm not going to touch further on the subject. Sneaking around the ship, we've come across the cleansing of the captured science team. The term would suggest something more sublime than it actually was. A dagger to the throat. As I watch the people I lived and worked with for so long lined up and slaughtered, I know I have to try and send out that signal. I need to catch my breath. It was Peyton. I can't believe that bastard survived. Did he hide in that lab the whole time? God, what does it even matter now? Gotta rushed him. As nearly drove a metal pipe through my skull. A few passing guards took notice and stormed in. I barely got out of there. She's dead. God, I'm so sorry.
Iris, I have eyes on the bridge.
Great. You need to give me access to the navigational controls, and I'll do the rest. There should be 3 tiers of auxiliary stations that must be bypassed first.
Unlocked. Iris, do your thing.
1 ticket straight to hell, coming right up. Trajectory set. Took some wrestling with the ship's AI, but this baby is headed straight down.
Show me the way to the core, Big Mama.
You can use the service tunnels, that's fastest. Albeit the entrance has maglocks, so you'll have to find and shut down 4 independent generators to pry it open. I've been able to access lower deck memory banks via the bridge. They say there are 2 Guardians on this ship. One is definitely a mech construct. Details on the other one, however, are scarce. It's referred to as the Key, and only solid intel I've got is apparently it's modeled on their god.
We went against planetary drug lords, but this is new.
We had reports from the personnel that made first contact. The Vorus are very religious. Wouldn't just joke around about this. Stay frosty. I don't like it.
Made a log when escaping the siege during its first hours, where I said this has all been a terrible mistake. If we can convince the Vorus that Peyton was a rebel and acted solely on his own agenda, perhaps there can still be peace. If not collaboration. Bearing in mind that we both have the same goal, survival of the species. Very similar notions of greed have led us to depend on Promethium. My dear Faye, my only hope is that you won't grow up in a world which fights fire with fire. I love you. This is Karen Matheson, wishing you luck in the path you choose to follow.
be the first roadblock. And you have a jetpack. Good for you.
Wait till he lands and hit him where it hurts.
One down, one to go.
Jack, that's the only way to the core. Run for it.
Hey, this is it. Check your ammo, tug in those briefs, and batter up.
This conduit is nothing like we've seen or used. I think it generates a dark matter mass and uses it as FTL propulsion. The amount of energy it would take... No wonder the Vorus need Promethium so desperately. They'd literally be driftwood without it.
Well, they should have thought about it sooner. You finally adopted a superior methodology.
Yeah, well... Whoa.
This god looks like something I ate in my sleep, and I need my daily protein. No visible armor links.
No time to look for weak spots. Just sprint.
Hey, ah! What the hell? Didn't even make a dent in that thing.
It used the refined Promethium as some kind of coating for its outer layers.
Real fascinating. Now how do I bring it down?
Push through the secondary power regulator. It won't have any more energy source to feed off once you destroy it.
Take it, freak. Now we're godlike.
Sorry to break the festivities, but the core's melting faster than a popsicle in a furnace. I suggest you run like hell. You need to go down, not up.
I'm trying. Stand by, taking a detour. Patton once said, you don't win a war by dying for your country. You win a war by making the other poor dumb bastard die for his.